Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon for everyone. My name is Parisya Aniefa, and I'm from MB48 INT1 with the student number 10401240001. So I'm going to solve two math problems. So the first one is about marginal demand or partial derivatives and the relationship between the two products. So we got two products right here, the product of x and the product of y. Let's move on to the first part where we are going to find if the price of a product goes up or goes down. Maybe we are going to focus on when the price goes up by 1 rupiah, how it's going to affect the demand of a product. Yes, so first one is A. We're going to find about the QX and PX, which means how when the price of X changes is going to affect the demand of product X. How to count it? So it's very easy if you understand derivatives. The QX right here, we are going to find something that includes both QX and PX, which you can see it clearly that the second equation doesn't have any QX, so we don't have to care about the second equation. We're just going to move forward to the QX or the equation number 1. When you have no elements after you, which here is PX or PY, you don't have to count it because it's basically 0. So does the 6-1 and the 5-1. You don't have to write it down, it's equals 0. And next one is minus 2PX, where right here, clearly you have to write down because it was mentioned right here. So you have to write it. And when this function doesn't have any powers, so the powers is assumed by 1. When you have only 1 powers, it's going to move forward here. So it's become 1 points minus 2. And here, because it's moving forward, it's going to be gone. It's going to be minus 1. 1 minus 1. So it's equal 0. When the px power 0, it's mean nothing. It's mean 1. So you don't have to write it down. So we're going to write the minus 2. How about the py? The py basically doesn't exist right here because it's not asked. So you don't have to write the py because it's basically 0. So the answer for the first one is minus 2. What does that mean? So when the price of product X goes up by 1, it's basically going to affect the demand of the product X. It's going to be goes down or decreases by 2. Why decrease? Because this is negative. When it's positive, so it's going to increase, but because this is negative, it's decrease. Next one is the cross function right here. We got QX and PY. Which equation that have those two, the QX and PY? It's not the second function, so it's going to be the first function where it has QX and PX. Now, how to count it? So it's basically the same because 5 means nothing right here because it doesn't have any elements on its tail. And the minus 2px right here is equals 0 because it's not asked. When you don't ask, you don't have to answer, right? So I'm going to write it down as 0. Why plus and not minus? Because plus is because 0 can be written by minus, right? So I'm going to write it as plus 0. And how about the py? The py right here doesn't have any powers. When you don't have any powers, so it's assumed by 1, and the 1 is moving forward here. So it's become 1 times 1. And this one, because it's moving to the front, it's going to be gone. So the answer here is plus 1. What's the meaning of it? When the price of product Y goes up by 1, it's going to affect the demand of product X. The demand of product X is going to goes up or increase by 1. Next one, we're going to count the derivatives of demand product Y and the price of product X. Now, we're done with the product X. Now we're moving to the QY. Right here, 6. We don't have to count the 6 because it's basically nothing here. So we're going to write it as 0. Now, we got PX right here. The PX doesn't have anything on it. It doesn't have any coefficient and it doesn't have any powers. When it doesn't have any powers, and you got it right, it's basically 1, and 1 moves forward and it's become 1.1, and this becomes minus 1, and it becomes minus 1, it means 0, and the 1 times 1 is 1. Next up, we have this that we don't have to care about because it doesn't mention here, so we don't have to write it down. And for the price of product and the price of product X, if it's going up by 1, it's going to affect the demand of product Y, because the demand is going to raise or increases by 1. Next, for the last on this part, we got derivatives of QY and PY, so it's not crossing. The QI and PY, so we're going to skip this one and this one. You have to look at the first symbols before the PY, because it's very important, just like this one. It's minus, so you have to write down the minus first, and because it's the PY doesn't have any power and doesn't have any coefficient, it's going to be minus 1. So for the D1, when the price of product Y goes up by 1, it's going to affect the demand of product Y, and it's going to decreases by 1. Let's move on to the second part. Okay, so for the second part, we're going to look at the derivatives of the cross function, where Qx and Px is not a cross function, so you don't have to use it for looking of the relationship between the two products. It has to be crossing. And this one, Qy and Py, is on the same product. So when it's on the same product, you don't have to use it to look for the relationship between the two products. We're going to move it forward here. Now, we're just going to look for the interpretation between these two products. I've mentioned that when the price of Y increases, it's going to affect the demand of the product X. It's going to increase by 1, and this one is going to increase by 1 if the product X increases by 1, the quantity demand of the product Y is going to raise by 1. What does it mean? It means that these two products have same effect on each other. So these two are competitors because they have the same variables. When one of them is increasing their price, the other one is going to be affected. The customer from here, if the price of Y is increasing, they're going to move to the product X. If the product X, the price is going up, so they're going to move to the product Y. It means that they are competitors, or the products are competitive to each other, which means they are substituting each other. So what is the example of it? So I'm going to think about the example of this. Okay, let's imagine that this one, the X is Coca-Cola and the Y is Pepsi. So when the price of Pepsi goes up by 1, they're going to switch to Coca-Cola because it's cheaper. When the Coca-Cola price goes up, the customers will switch to Pepsi because Pepsi is cheaper. So the Pepsi and Coca-Cola are competitors, and the product is substituting each other. That's the interpretation on this equation, the relationship between the two products. We're going to move to the second math problems. The next math problems, we got TR right here. That means total revenue. Total revenue is how much money do I get from selling the stuff, and the total cost, or the TC right here, means how much money do I have to spend to make the stuff. And we got these two equations. This is equation number 1 and this equation number 2. So we are told to find the marginal revenue and the marginal cost. The marginal revenue is if I sell one more item, how much money do I get? So it's for one item. And for the marginal cost is if I make one more item, how much money do I have to spend to make that one item? Now, how to find the marginal revenue? So the equation is dTR times Q. Q is the quantity. So what does that mean? So we have to input this Q into derivatives. So how to find it? Basically, just like the first one, it's really easy. You just have to change this into the first derivatives. So when you got to the powers 2 here for the Q, you have to move it first to the forward. So it becomes 2 times 0.2. And the 2 right here, because it moves to the front, you have to minus it by 1. So you can write it down as right here, because 2 times 0.2 is 0.4. Q, and because the powers is decreasing by 1, so it's 1. When it's 1, you don't have to write the powers. Next up, we got 900Q right here. And we assume this by 1 and it moves to the front, so it becomes 1 times 900. And the Q right here is 1 minus 1, so it becomes 0. You don't have to write the 0, so it becomes 900. This is the marginal revenue for the A. And for the TC, you just have to write the TC divided by Q, derivative by Q. So 3 times 0.03 means 0.9. The Q right here is minus 1, so it becomes Q2 minus 2 move to the front, so 2 times 0.12 is 0.25 Q, and the 600 is gone because it doesn't have any powers in it. What does it mean? So MR, or the marginal revenue, is like the extra money from selling one more thing, and the marginal cost is like extra cost from making one more items. Let's move to the second part. So for the second part, use the result of part A to find the quantity of computers corresponding to maximum profit. In economics, when you have to find the maximum profit of an equation, you have to use this equilibrium where MR equals S MC. And we have to find the Q when the profit is maximized. So the condition of Q when the equation are like this. So the first one that we have to do is we're going to put in the MR and the MC equation to this problem. So 0.4Q and 900 equals 0.09 Q to 24Q. And we're going to move it to the left, and it's going to equals as 0 when the 0.09Q2 doesn't have any friends right here, so we're going to write it down. And the 0.4Q is going to be plus 0.4Q. We have this when sorry, it's going to be minus because it's moving here, so the plus is going to be minus, and also this one, this is going to be plus, so you have to write it down as plus 0.24Q and 900 equals 0. So let's do the problem here. It means that 0.09Q2 plus 0.64Q 900 is 0. So what are you going to do from here? So we are going to change it. So the Q powers 2 is going to be plus, and the rest is going to be minus. 0.09Q2 minus 0.64Q minus 900 equals 0. So from right here, we are going to use a quadratic equation so we can find what the Q means. This one is AQ BQ C equals 0. So let's substitute this to this. Okay, so because the equation is going to be complex, so I did it with a calculator. Right here, you can see by yourself that minus B is 0.64 minus 0.64. So we're going to substitute it here. When the minus find minus, it's going to be plus. So you don't have to write anything here. So it's becoming 0.64 only. And the B is still minus 0.64 with the power 2. And this 4 is still 4. And the A here we got 0.09. So we write down the 0.09 and the minus 900 for the C. Still with the minus, don't forget to write it down. And for the 2A is 2 times 0.09, and it's going to be coming like this. It's going to be complex. And the first result is when the 0.64 times this and divided by this, and the second root is going to be 0.64 minus this and divided by this. So the only positive answer is the first root, so we're going to use this as Q on and the second root, because it's minus, so I don't continue to count it. It's not going to be used on the next part. So moving on to the next part. Now for the next part, we are told to find the profit, the maximized profit of the total revenue and total cost. The equation of profit is equals TR minus TC. And I'm writing down the all equations. And remember that we got the Q here, 103.63. if I'm not wrong, yes. So we're going to substitute the Q to the TR. So we write it down again. TR equals 0.2103.63 times and 900. So from the calculator right here, we found the answer is the TR is 25,414.84. And step 2 is TC. TC right here we got 0.03. Q is we're going to substitute to Q 0.63 powers by 3 and minus 0.12 103.63 to n plus 600. So the answer is going to be, when we calculate it, it's going to be 790.26. And for the profit, here we got TR, this one, 95,414.84 minus 32,790.26. And the answer is going to be 62,024.58. And this is the answer of the profit. So from these equations, we are going to get a profit maximizing in 62,624.58. So we're going to get this profit from selling this with the cost of this. That is the final answer, and thank you for watching. I'm sorry if I did or say something wrong. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Aniefa with my ID number 104012440017. So I have a question. For my first question, there is qx 10 minus 2px plus py, and the second is qy 6 plus px mean py, and there is f2x equal 10 minus 2px plus py, and second we have qy equal 6 plus px minus py. So for the first, we have to find partial derivative. Okay, for the first, do qx per do px. So for this we have minus 2, and second do qx per do py, and for this we have 1, and the third do qy per do px we have 1 also, and for the last I have do qy per do py, and for this we have minus 1, sorry, minus 1. And then for the, this is A, and for the B, we have to find derivative qx to py. Derivative qx to py. Okay, we have do qx per do py is 1, and do qy per do px we have 1 also, and the derivative, and this is positive, so that show this is complementary product, and that is when the price of product y increases, the demand for product X also increases, and vice versa. So for the next question, we have y equal x squared minus 6x minus 20. So we have first we have to find the first derivative. So for the first derivative, we got 2x minus 6, and then we must set to 0 to find x. Okay, 2x minus 6 equals 0. 2x equals 6, x equals 6 over 2, so we got 3. And then we have to find second derivative. Okay, we have to find second derivative. D square y over dx square equals, so we got the second derivative from 2x minus 6 is 2. So because we got positive, so the x equal 3 is a minimum point. Then next for the b, we have y equal minus q squared plus 15. So first, of course, we have to find first derivative. Dy over dx, we got 2 minus 2x, and of course we must set to 0 to find x. Okay, sorry. Set to 0 to find x. So minus 2x equals 0, so the x is 0 of course. And then we have to find second derivative. Second derivative, d square y per dx square equal, so the second derivative from minus 2x is minus 2 because we got negative, this one. So for the x equal to 0 is maximum point. So for the c, we have y 1 over 4x squared minus 22x plus 170, and then we have to find first derivative. Dy per dx. So we got 1 over 2x minus 22. So of course we have to find, and we have to set to 0 to find the x. So 1 over 2x minus 22 equal to 0. We got x is 44. And then we have to find second derivative, of course. D square y per dx square equal to 1 per 2x, sorry. So we have to find second derivative from this, and we got 1 over 2. Because the 1 over 2 is so we got the minimum point. The minimum point is from this one. Okay, for the b, we got of course, like another question, we have to find the first derivative. X square minus plus. Okay, this is the first derivative. Of course, we have to set to 0 to find the x. So, and we got x minus a and x minus 6. So the x is 8, the x is 8 and x is 6. And we have to find second derivative, like the other question. So we have to find second derivative, of course, and we got 2x minus 14. And then this is the x for 8. 2 is maximum. This is maximum. And we got 8 minus, and then the answer is 80. This is for the minimum. And next for the we have first derivative. Okay, I think first derivative. We got 2x squared minus 48x plus, yeah, this is the first derivative, and we have to set to 0 to 1x, of course. Okay, and we got and then we have to find second derivative. And then this is for x equal 3. So we got minus 36, and this is for the x equal 21. 21 minus, and we got this for 36, and then of course this is the maximum and this is the minimum. Plus f, we have y equal 1/3 minus 36x plus 75. Of course, we have to find first derivative, and the first derivative for this function is x squared minus 36, and then we have to set to 0, of course, to find the x, like another equation. And then the answer, we can get the plus or minus 6. This is 0, sorry. And then the last, we have to find second derivative. And the second derivative, we got 2x, and this is x for 6, for positive 6, I mean. This is x for the minus 6. And this is the maximum and this is the minimum. Thank you, that's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, I will introduce myself. My name is Nakhwah and my NPM is 1040124037G. And I want to explain about constraint optimization using language multiplayers. Okay, now we define the language function. L lambda 100 power 0.5 L power 0.5 plus lambda 12,000 minus 30k minus 40 whatever. Next, we take partial derivatives and set them equal to 0. Now, do L divided do K 50k power minus 0.5 L power 0.5 minus 30 lambda do 50k power minus 0.5 power 0.5 minus 40 lambda is 0. Do lambda 12,000 minus 30k minus 40 is 0. Okay, next we divide the first two equations. 50k power minus 0.5 L power 0.5 50k power 0.5 L power minus 0.5 30 40 L k 3 divided 4 whatever is 3 divided 4k. Now we substitute into the constraint. 30k plus 40, 3 divided 4k is 12,000. 60k is 12,000. K 200 and L is 150. Okay, now we substitute into production. Production function key 100 times square root 200 times square root 150 is 100 square root 100 times square root 30,000 100 times 173.21. And the final total is 73 to 1. Okay, this is the answer. So this is the final answer, 17.321. The conclusion is given the following demand function and total cost function for two types of goods. Px 30 minus 3kx, Py 40 minus ky, Pc 20 plus k quadrat x plus 2k quadrat y. Determine the prices and quantities of goods that will maximize profit and also find the maximum profit. Now we write the given demand function and cost function. Okay, next we write the total revenue, which is price times quantity. Total revenue Px times Kx plus Py times Ki. Px 30 minus 3 Kx plus 40 minus Ki. Okay. 30 kx minus 3 kx quadrat plus 40 minus 40 kx ky minus ky. Now we will calculate profit is total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue minus total cost. 30 kx 3 kx quadrat plus 40 ky minus ky quadrat minus total cost 20 plus k quadrat x plus 2k quadrat y. 30 for kx quadrat plus 40 ky minus 3 ky quadrat minus 20. Good. Okay, now we maximize profit by taking the partial derivative and setting the equal to 0. dom, okay, dom P divided dom Px 30 minus Akx is 0. Kx 30 divided 8 dom P dom Ky 40 minus 6 Ky is 0. Ky is 40 divided 6. Wait, calculate. Okay, 3.75. 40 divided 6 is 6.67. Now we substitute the quantity for the formula into the price formula. Px 30 minus 3, 0.75. Py 40 minus 6.67 is 18.75. The Py is 33.33. Okay, the next is we calculate the profit. TR 18.75 3 times 3.75 plus 33.33 times 6.67. Wait, I have to calculate. 70.31 plus 33.33 times 6.67 is 2022.22 is I forgot this quadrant. $2,092.53. Okay, next is we calculate the TCE 20 plus 3.75 quadrat plus 6.67 quadrat. 14.06 plus wait, let me calculate. 88.89. 20 plus 14.06 plus 18.89 is 122.95. Okay, next is the profit. The total revenue minus total is 292.53 minus 122.95 is 169.58. Okay, so the profit is maximized when Px 3.75, Py is 6.67, Px is 18.75, Py is 33.33. Okay, and the final answer is Kx 3.75, Ky is 6.67, and Px 18.75. PY is 33.33. Okay, thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Atikah from MB 4048 INT1. My ID 040120008. So we'll do question 2 number 17. So the question is z equal x squared plus y squared minus 10x minus 12x. So the first thing we have to station 1. So it will be dz per dx. So it will we have to find the x. So this one. So we put 2x in here minus 10. So secondly we have to search the is in here. So the same we write the 2y minus 12 So the second is we have to search the second derivation is this. Dz the x squared. So we have to see in here and put the differentiation in here. Differentiation is 2. And the next is the y. That's it. The y squared. It's same because the total is. So we put 2 in here, and we have to search the xy and yx. So it's 0 because we don't have xy and yx in the same times. So the last we have to search hypotenuse in here. So page. So we put this 2 and 0 in here. So 2 times 2 minus 0 squared. So the result will be 4 more than 0. So the conclusion is D more than 0, F x x and F y less than 0. So it's be local maximums. So let's move to the question 2. So the second question I will do question 4 number 7. So this is the question. So first we have to search the fixed cost. So first we have to search fixed cost. So fixed cost is, so we have to know the variable cost and the fixed cost and variable cost. The fixed cost is 1,500 and the PC is key quadrant square than 3 to 28 key to quadrat plus 3000 key. And we have to find the sharing condition or average variable cost. So how to search AFC? We have to variable cost per quantity. So it will be like this. Key. I'm sorry, the marker is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I used a red marker because the black is habis. So, how to take this? So we have to put the variable cost first. Is like this. Plus key per key. So it will be key quadrat plus 20 plus 100. Because this we have to show that this one. So we have to find the minimum AFC. So we have to move like this. One key, 2 key minus 28. 2 key minus 28 is 0. The key is, so this 14 is get from 28 divide 2. So it will be 14. So the confidence minimum is divided is AFC per the key quadrat. So 2 is more than 0, so it will be minimum convert, minimum conv. So we have to calculate AFC at the key. So it will be like this. AFC mean equals 14 quadrat. So we have to put this 14 to the key. And 28 s plus. So we have to calculate that. So it will be so the total will be 104, and the conclusion is the total price of the minimum AFC is 104 per fixture, and in the market price is P less than 104. So it covers its variable cost and should temporarily shut down to avoid the greatest loss. So if the P is more than 104, the fleet should continue co-production even the P is less than attached. So it's upset to fit the cost. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Yeah, the stationary point. So for this one, we are going to make the first derivative. So this would be 40 minus 8x. Why? Because these both do not have x's. And now we derive the y. Okay. Now for this one, we derive the y. So this would be 20 minus 2y. Okay. Now moving on, we would want to look for to find the critical points in order to find the points. So from how to find the critical points is to for these equations to equal it with 0. So it's going to be like this. Let's say for this one, 4p minus 8x equals to 0. So from here, we are going to find the x equals to wait here. But let's just move some of there. So minus 8x equals to minus 40. Hence from here, we're going to divide these two with negative 8 itself. So hence we got x equals to 5. Okay, so x equals to 5 for the critical points. And then moving on to finding the critical points for y. Same goes with this one. Hence, we're going to divide this with negative 2. So we got y equals to 10. So now we got the critical points. We write it off as 5, 10. There you go. That's for the critical point. Now that we got the critical point, we are gonna do a second derivative. So second derivative for this one as well as this one. And then for the second derivative for the x or y. So it's going to be like this.
Enggak.
Nggak
Di bawah aja.
Okay. Here. For the second derivative, it's going to be like this. So how to do the second derivative is just to do derivative from this 14 minus 8x. So it's going to be minus 8. And then same goes to second derivative for the y. So we're going to derivate this one, and it will become negative 2. Now, we are going to do, there's one more, which is the derivative of x. The derivative of x in a y equation. This is squared. So this should be, it should be like this.
Kok itu yang dihapus? Bukan.
So this one would be dou x dou y. Okay. So from the equation of x, we would derive the y. But then since we don't got y here, so simple as that 0. I hope you understand. Y, if we try to derive y here, there's no y, hence y is 0. Simple as that.
Kamu bawa HP aja sih lama.
So now we're going to find the determinant here. So we're going to substitute fxx as this one, fyy as this one, fxy squared for this one. So here, fxx multiplied by fyy minus fxy. So fxx minus 8 multiplied by minus 2 minus 0. this minus 0 squared. And since 0 squared is still 0, so we wipe that off. Minus 8 divided by minus 2 would be equals to 16. Because the determinant is more than 0. Determinant is more than 0. And, I'm sorry, for the fxx is less than 0. Hence, it will be still 5, 10. Which is highly relative. Okay, that's it for this question. Okay, that's it for this question. Required to maximize the utility function u subject to the budget constraint. So this is the budget constraint, yeah, guys. Remember the Langrendian what's it called? Equation, which equals to d4x minus 32y minus x squared minus y squared this should be equals to minus 9 minus x minus 2y minus 2y, like this. Okay, so we're gonna take the partial derivative like this. The x, the y, and the lambda. So it's for x first. Let's start it off from x, okay? Okay. So from x, we just kind of derivate the x here. So it's going to be 24 minus 1 minus 2x minus 2x minus lambda. Yeah. Partial derivative, so it would be equals to 0. Okay. Same goes with this one. It's going to be minus 32 minus 2y minus 1 minus 2 lambda equals to 0. Sorry guys. Okay. Now, as for lambda itself, it's going to be, so we take them all out except for the ones in the bracket. So it's going to be 9 minus x minus 2y. This is for the partial. Okay. So now we are going to solve the equation system. So from here we can get lambda equals to 24 minus 2x. Hence from here we are going to do substitution. Okay, let's do from here for the substitution now. Okay, let me just cover this up, and I'm just gonna do it all in space. Let's substitute it to here. So it's gonna be minus 32 minus 2y minus 2 divided by 24 minus 2x something like this. Equals to 0. So we're gonna move this one to there. Yeah. So this is gonna be minus 2y minus 2, 24 minus 2x equals to 32. So we divided this and there. Minus 2y minus 48 and 4x plus 4x equals to 32x minus. Okay.
Pahamin. Biar bisa tinggal turunin gitu. Pahamin.
Equals to 2x, 2y equals to, so this will be divided by 2, right? This will be moved there, which equals to 80, so this will be 40, divided by 2. So we have this equation, 2y equals to 9, like that. Okay. And then from here we get negative y equals to 40 minus 2x, and here we get y equals to 2x. This becomes positive, 2x minus 40.